Okay, this is kind of funny. Yesterday, or well, the last video that I made, I was telling you a story about my um, abusive episode in my childhood, and telling you a very emotional poem. And the whole time I was, as I reviewed the video later, the whole time I noticed that I was having a hard time. I was clearing my throat and I was sniffing and rubbing my nose a lot, and my nose kind of turned red. And here's what's funny, because I could just let you guys think that maybe it was an emotional thing and that's why that was happening. But that's not the truth. That's not what happened. Right before I sat down to make that video, while I was kind of, doing the things that I do to prepare, I had a bag of chips, organic purple corn tortilla chips, and which I don't think that's what caused it, but I also was dipping them in this dip that my friend made. I forget what all's in it, but it tastes kind of like a French onion dip. It's like she mixes some cream cheese and some sour cream and some, I don't know what all, bunch of stuff. Well, I think maybe Lipton onion soup is in there, is why I think it tastes like French onion. Probably is French onion. Anyway, well, I am allergic to corn. And generally, organic corn doesn't bother me. I think. Generally, it's just, commercial GMO Monsanto corn syrup that makes me have allergic reactions. And it's funny because I've always had this my whole life, but all the way up until I was about 20, 28, 29 years old, maybe even longer. I remember that I used to always tell people, I'm not allergic to anything. I have an iron stomach. I can eat anything. And that wasn't true. It wasn't true at all. Um, it's funny how we get into these, I don't know, with the American diet that we eat, we get this, this is how we are. And we get accustomed to being sick, to having these symptoms, and we think that's just normal. That's everybody gets sick, but it's not normal. It's not normal at all. When your body is getting what it needs, not being bombarded with toxins, and not being bombarded with things that you're allergic to, which, granted, you wouldn't probably be allergic to them if your body had been healthy and not bombarded with, things that cause those allergies. We're made wonderfully to work properly. But then the way that we eat here in the United States, and we eat food that's full of chemicals and GMOs, and food that, honestly, I feel like most of it shouldn't even be allowed to legally be called food. Um, did you know that GMO corn, which is 90% of the corn that we eat here in the United States, that it's registered as a pesticide? And we eat that. And you may not realize this, I don't know, maybe you do. Corn syrup and cornstarch is in everything, all the processed foods. I think I've mentioned before that I read food labels, and started doing that back like 1999. Is when I started really researching diet and, food and what it was doing to me, well, to my family first, and then to me. And yeah, pesticide. How you like that? Well, anyway, so I was having an allergic reaction, and I kind of knew that as I was as I was going through my video. But as I've mentioned a few times, I haven't figured out how to edit yet, and I feel it's I feel like if I go back and I try and redo the video, because I'm talking right off my cuff, right off of my cuff. I'm just talking. And if I try and, read, look at the video, read, or I mean, or write it down and try and, it's not going to be authentic. And I really want to be truthful and authentic. It's interesting because I have done public speaking before in different ways. I've done, I read poetry, Wednesday night poetry, like I mentioned. I've taken speech class in college. I kind of cheated my way through speech class because we were supposed to deliver all of our speeches as expository speeches, which means that you can have a note card that says, I'm going to, gives you bullet points or whatever, but you don't read your speech, you just talk. And I was so afraid that that wouldn't work, that I wouldn't, that I wouldn't be able to do that, that I would get these note cards and I would write word for word every single thing that I was going to say. And then I would read it. And I'm actually pretty good at reading things, probably because I have a long background in telemarketing, reading scripts. So I'm pretty good at reading the speeches right off the cards and looking at you and reading and looking at you, and you don't know that I'm reading. But I don't know why exactly, but from the first video that I made, this is number 5, from the very first video that I made, I just turned on the camera and started hacking. And that's something I wouldn't have thought that I would do it that way. Just thinking back on any time that I've ever thought about making, have I ever really thought about making videos? I'm not sure that I have. My son was really into YouTube. And he keeps talking about making YouTube videos. And I think he started doing, he told me, he didn't want me to see any of them, but he did tell me that he was making some kind of videos, I think Minecraft videos of some kind. So, I guess he still is, I don't know. He's not in the house right now. Anyway, YouTube wasn't something that I ever thought of as something that I would do, I guess, which is interesting. But I guess it was before my daughter was a singer. One of the kids brought to my attention Nice Peter. And he had the Monday show. I'm not sure if he still does that or not. I think that he said that he wasn't going to do the Monday show anymore, and I don't know. But for a long time, we were pretty religious about watching it. Me too. I liked it. I used to comment on his videos and say, love your Monday show, so positive, love your message, so funny. I hate the rap battles. I don't know, I think there's enough hatred and anger and cursing and stuff like that going on that we don't need to add to it. And it was funny to me that it was like 2 personalities to me, sort of. It was like, well, maybe not. Maybe it was like, this was the personality you show your mom, and this is the personality that, you know, you show your friends. So it's the same personality. It's just two sides of you. And we've all done that. But yeah, I really loved the Nice Peter videos. And my daughter, Maxine, was so excited that she wrote to him and sent him something, a little package with a Tootsie Roll in it. And he actually, you know, he would do the mail time thing or whatever. I forget what he called it. He would go and get mail. And he would open the mail that people had sent him. And she was so excited that he misread the name of our town. He said, you know, we lived in Malvern and he called it Mulvern. And I think he got our name a little bit wrong too. But there was the Tootsie Roll. And she was just so excited. And I think that was inspiring to her too. That was right around the time that she was getting into performing, wanting to be a performer. I got way off topic this time, didn't I? Oh, so we've talked about allergies, food allergies, Monsanto, GMOs, food additives. What else? YouTubing, Nice Peter. So I'm going to cut this one a little bit short. It's the week. It's Monday. Excuse me. It's Monday, and had a long day. Tired. That Planet Fitness, you know, that total body thing. I've been so tired all day. Remember, I did that yesterday, and I was saying how it's kind of intense, and oh, my legs hurt, my back hurts. Kind of thinking about doing a video where I look up the total body thing and we talk about it, but I was so tired. And so I didn't do anything special today, but it's kind of getting late in the evening, and I have a 9:30 class in the morning, so I'll just keep this short. So anyway, yeah, that's what happened. So, hey, by the way, don't forget, if you're getting any value out of my videos, you know, go ahead and click subscribe. That would be cool. And I noticed, I keep telling you that, you know, I don't know why I can't seem to, there we go. I keep telling you that you, you have to, you know, click on the button that's right there underneath my name. But it occurred to me today that that is only valid if you're watching me on YouTube and on a computer. Because if you're watching me on your phone, then it's over here. While my name is over here, the subscribe button's over here. And the thumbs up is over here. So it's reversed. But anyway, regardless, if you're on a phone or you're on a computer, there's a thumbs up. There's also a subscribe button. So if you haven't already clicked that subscribe button and you want to keep up with my videos, then, you know, go ahead and click that button. If you're watching this on Facebook or on my blog, then you'll have to, it gets a little bit more complicated. You'll have to click over here, kind of hover your mouse a little bit, and you'll see some stuff pop up, and then you'll be able to click on watch on YouTube, and then you can go to, you know, see it on YouTube. You know what else you can do? There isn't really a lot of content on there really right now, but if you're interested in seeing my other videos that I've made previously, because this is number 5, then if you just click on my name, it'll go to my channel, and you can see my, you know, you'll know because my channel art will be there, that 84 Huntsman. Oh, I have a whole new video I have to do about that. Because I've been talking about doing, going and picking up this Huntsman in a 1984 Toyota Huntsman in about less than a month now. And I keep verifying with the man who's selling it. And I say, I hope you don't think I'm bothering you, but I just want to make sure that it's still there. And because I'm so excited about it, because it seems like it's perfect. It seems like it's exactly, it's exactly the right configuration that I wanted, the floor plan that I wanted. It's not a dolphin. I really wanted a dolphin because I wrote a poem about driving away in a dolphin. But that's not important. I could paint a dolphin on it even. But anyway, it's an 84 Huntsman. And so the floor plan is exactly what I want. It's a stick shift, which is exactly what I want because they are a little underpowered, and so stick makes it easier for you to control, what's going on if you're trying to drive up hills or whatever. Oh, but I know that there's an issue with the rear axle on the Toyota Huntsman, or excuse me, on all of the Toyota RVs, the older ones, where because Toyota was selling the Toyota chassis to RV makers, and that's why there's so many different ones. There's like Huntsman, Dolphin, Odyssey, Sunraider. There's like a whole lot of different Toyota RVs because Toyota was selling the chassis to these makers, and then they were putting an RV on it. And of course, they're not stupid. They make RVs, so they know it's heavy. So most of them made the rear axle, they added a little bit to it. It made it a dually, what they call, where they have two wheels on each side. But there was some kind of an issue with the axle having to do with the fact that the RV was heavier than it should be for that axle, or for that axle could handle, or whatever. And so a bunch of them ended up being recalled before like 1986. And I was thinking that it was before like 1976 that they were recalled, and I really wasn't thinking. And so today I saw something about it, and I thought, I better double check and make sure about the axle on this vehicle. And I have this, I keep looking, like I'm going to click on this guy's number and send him a text and say, hey, by the way, what about the axle? I haven't done it today. I need to do it because I'm such a chicken. But so I did a little bit of research and found out, yep, 1984 was the last year that the axles were a problem. 1985 and 1986, it says last year, but then 1985 and 1986 was the transitional years. So in 1985 and 1986, you don't know what you're getting. You have to check. So it's not until 1987 that you're probably safe. So that made me realize that maybe the reason that this RV is priced, so well is because it still has the old faulty axle, recalled axle. And so that would mean if I'm going to get that I'll probably have to have that axle replaced somehow. And I don't know how much that will cost or how feasible that is. There is the whole fact that it's going to be like 2 years of me just kind of tooling around a little bit and not living in it full time and not driving it full time. Well, I will be driving it every day though. I can't afford 2 cars. I don't know. So I'm going to have to do some research. I've already made arrangements to sell my car in conjunction with picking up that Huntsman. So I may be without a car while I make this decision. I don't know. If anybody knows anything about this that can give me some advice. But I mean, real advice. Don't tell me, oh, it's risky, don't do it. I've never bought into that kind of thing. Things are risky. Stuff is risky. I've traveled the world. I have. I lived in Okinawa. I went all the way to England and, got deported. So, these are all things I can tell you about in other videos. Because here I said I was going to make a shorter video, and look, it's already 20 minutes going on. So, Oh, that's me. That's what I do. So I guess that's all I'm going to talk about today. So go ahead and, subscribe, thumbs up, all that jazz. Comment. Leave me a comment, please. And peace. I'm Victoria.
There was one page in this whole book that's all where I could be free. There'd be just one way on this one road, and